Well, I finally did it. I finally made my 10K Q&A special, which is now 20K, or to be more specific, 22K. The reason this took so long to come out was a few reasons. Basically, it was a series of unfortunate events. When I first went to record it, I went on a beach trip with a few friends the weekend before, and I got the worst sunburn of my life, so I looked like a tomato and I didn't want to be on camera looking like that. Then after that was over, I went and got a haircut, and the woman who cut my hair did not have any idea what a fade was. Then I got sunburnt again. That's what happens when you're this pale. Basically, I just forgot about it after that. Or maybe not forgot about it, I just kind of didn't have it as a priority anymore. But if you need any evidence that I did want to make this, I bought these two light boxes 3 months ago when I released that video asking for Q&A questions, so I did want to get this done. Before I do get into the questions, there are a few shoutouts I want to give. One would be the NBA Storyteller. He is my favorite NBA channel on this site. He is madly underrated. He only has 7,000 subscribers. I'm working on doing a collaboration with him right now, which I'm extremely excited for. If you are not subscribed to the NBA Storyteller, you need to fix that right now. Also, No Defense is a friend of the channel. He has very good NBA content. And a friend of mine, Not Zay, he has a YouTube channel and he does a podcast, which I will link all of those links in the description. Now let's get into the questions. If the Bulls stay between 8 and 9 in the draft, who do you have us taking? My prediction is we get pick number 7 and draft Wendell Carter. Some of these questions are pretty old. How high do you think Luke Kennard's ceiling is? He doesn't get many touches due to being coached by Stan Van Gundy, but when he has the ball, you can tell he's a special player. I wouldn't use the word special to describe him. I think people throw that word around a little too much. I believe he'll be like a 18 to 21 point per game scorer. He's a very good shooter, very good, well, solid creator, and a solid ball handler, and he has some passing and ball handling ability. But special is not a word you should use to describe a player like that. He will be a borderline star level player to me. Face reveal. Well, I guess your channel had a good run. Thanks, Harrison. Harrison is a friend of mine from high school, so if you see him in the comment section of my video, which he's in most of them, most of his comments are trolling, so don't take him too seriously. How much of a chance do the Rockets have against the Warriors this season? Not much. Why did you start YouTube? Also, what is your favorite music genre? Well, when I was debating between what shirts to wear for this video, I had 4 shirts. Actually 5 shirts to pick from. One of them was this amazing Last of Us shirt, which I ended up going with, and then the other 3 were, one of them was a Nirvana shirt, one of them was a Foo Fighters shirt, and one of them was a Paramore shirt. And behind this camera is a Beatles poster, so rock music. That's my favorite genre. Why did I start YouTube? Well, I grew up on YouTube. I watched guys like Shane Dawson and Smosh, and then Minecraft became a thing and I watched that, and then I watched 2K11 Forward with Chris Smoove. I've always watched YouTube. That's always been like my main source of entertainment. Then I thought, that's something I could do, that's something I would enjoy doing. I did that, ended up deleting about the first 15 videos on this channel, which was a Chicago Bulls My GM that was terrible. And then I ended up just going to regular NBA videos, but that's kind of what got me started, and I've always wanted to have YouTube as a career, so that's what I'm working towards right now. I just finally found something that I felt I could do. Are you a Cubs fan, and where did you get your name from? No, I am not a Cubs fan. A lot of people assume because I'm a Chicago Bulls fan that I am a fan of other Chicago teams or that I'm from Chicago. I've never even been to Chicago. My dad became a fan in like 1983 when Orlando Woolridge had a really big scoring night in one game where it was the first basketball game my dad ever watched. And when he saw Orlando Woolridge play, he was like, I want to become a Bulls fan. And then the season after, they drafted Michael Jordan. So that was pretty good timing on his part. I just became a Bulls fan because he did. Where did I get my name from? Well, long story short, I answered this in my 5K Q&A. But essentially, I was a Boy Scout. I was at this camp that was right next to a landfill. And we were playing Manhunt at night. And I was running through a field that was in between the landfill and the camp, and I tripped on a fence, put my hand out to break my fall, and a nail pierced through my hand when I landed. And as I was freaking out about it, I wasn't really worried about the nail in my hand. I was worried about the rust on the nail because I was afraid I'd get tetanus for some reason. I was like 12, so I was just screaming about the rust, and then the Boy Scout leaders all decided that my nickname was Rusty, and that's what it was all throughout middle school. Then I moved and it wasn't that anymore, and I just combined that nickname with Jimmy Butler's nickname, Jimmy Buckets, and made it Rusty Buckets. If you had to cut Dunn, Levine, or Markkanen, who would you cut? Probably Levine because he's the biggest question mark. Who will Boogie sign with? You're not gonna like the answer to that question. A fun little tidbit, a video I made about a year ago, last summer, I used to do this question of the day thing where I would ask people, questions of the day. I asked where they thought DeMarcus Cousins should sign, and I'll just roll the clip. And the second out there comment was from Kevin Prashad, who said, DeMarcus Cousins to Golden State. Obviously a joking comment, but please don't make me think of a world where the Warriors get another freaking superstar. That's the end of this video. Please. Yep. Thought it was a joke then, still think it's a joke now. What's your favorite album? Either Wasting Light by Foo Fighters or After Laughter by Paramore. How tall are you? I am 6'3", which is the only thing about me that is even remotely attractive. Will you show us your face? If you could have one superpower, what would it be? Probably shapeshifter, because then I would shapeshift myself into Chris Hemsworth and then I'd get laid. How long have you loved basketball? Also, how old are you? I'm 18 years old and I've loved basketball since I was about 9, and I've watched the NBA since I was about 13. Do you like video games? If so, which games do you like? Anything that Naughty Dog makes, I will buy. I'm wearing a Last of Us shirt. I went to GameStop recently and I bought Uncharted Lost Legacy and I rebought The Last of Us. That franchise is amazing. I also play Fortnite and suck at it. How's your love life? I sit in my house all day making basketball videos and my face looks like this, so what do you think? What is the dumbest comment you've ever seen? Well, I don't have any in particular, but I got about 5 different comments that I would group together as the dumbest, which all of them were pretty much saying that Klay Thompson is better than Dwayne Wade. A lot of people, like way too many, said that. Who has the highest bust potential from the 2018 NBA draft class? Definitely Trae Young. Not saying that he will be a bust, but it's much higher potential than anyone else on that list. Second on that list would be Mo Bamba, especially because the Orlando Magic don't know how to develop talent, and he is the prospect that needed his talent developed the most. Who would you like to see in concert? That is between Queen and Nirvana, and I'd probably say Queen. Why does Ben Simmons get a lot of hate? Because a lot of people think he isn't a rookie, even though by definition he was a rookie this season because it was his first season playing in the league, so he's a rookie. But people gave him hate, and also he's a little arrogant to an annoying extent. Even though I believe he should have won Rookie of the Year, I didn't like him nearly as much as I like Donovan Mitchell or Jason Tatum. But that doesn't determine who's better, so. Do you think Russell Westbrook will ever get a ring? Not unless he takes my advice from my video on him. If he fixes a lot of the issues that I pointed out in that video, he could be one of the best players you've ever seen. The problem is, he's not really doing that. And finally, I feel like this is an important question. Do you like the NBA right now as it stands, or are you just bored of it? See, as an NBA superfan, I don't care how unbalanced the talent in the league is. I don't care how unbalanced the competition is. I will always watch. See, people say because the Golden State Warriors are literally a 5-man all-star team now that the game is just unwatchable. But, like, that game doesn't make the Rockets versus Thunder unfun. Like, you don't always have to think about the final result when it comes to that. Like, I understand Golden State's going to win it all, and that is the most important part about the game, but that does not take away the fun of, like, seeing Kyrie Irving break someone's ankle or seeing Paul George dunk on somebody. It's still fun as hell to watch, and it's still something that I'm going to continue to watch. So, am I bored of it? I don't like the lack of parity, and like I said, the NBA championship is the most important aspect, and we already pretty much know who's going to win it for the next year and probably the next 1 or 2 years, as long as the core stays together. So, I don't like that aspect of it, but I am still very entertained and pretty much just as entertained as I ever was. So that's the end of the questions. Thank you guys so much for getting me to 20,000 subscribers. This is definitely something that I've dreamed of when I was younger, and it's something that I've achieved, and it's one of hopefully many milestones on this channel. I'm about to go on a trip to Jamaica, so the videos are going to be less frequent, though I do have some stockpiled for the future. For the next 2 weeks, there's probably only going to be 2K Saturday videos. I'm going to work on the Goatmentary while that's going on. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I won't say subscribe, because if you're watching this video at this point, you're probably still subscribed to me, you probably have been subscribed to me, or you've seen my face and you just unsubscribed. So that is the end of the video, and cue the outro music.
I dare you play your cards, boy, you bet I'm a trendsetter too. Fire when the strobe hits you.
That's it, Brian?